These cattle panels have little points, and I'll show you that over there, that come off the bottom. And so right here, what happens is that the little point will stick out, and it kind of digs in. Well, it was causing this to kind of slant in whenever we tried it on this side when we first put it on. So it was slanting in, and then it was kind of going like this, and then so it was more like this than like this, right? So, or it was kind of
Ballet
going.
skills are bad.
It was kind of going like this, right, instead of like this, right? So we wanted it more arced and less pointy. So what we ended up doing is I didn't have a
The sanding thing.
yeah, it's a geez, I had it. I was talking about it earlier and I forgot it. Grinding. It's a grinder, right? So the electric grinder. So if I had the electric grinder, it's called something else, but anyways, it would have been easy. So I had to use a reciprocating saw with a metal blade, and then cut it. Right. So I did that, and then it allowed us to see how it's going straight up, whereas before it was kind of going like this, and that's what we didn't want. So we did it on this side, and then we tacked it down. And if we come in closer, we tacked it down with these big huge staples, right? And I mean they're really solid. This thing is not going anywhere. I was really kind of worried about those things, but once I started putting them in, I saw how solid this thing is. Another guy that we ran into at Tractor Supply, he had put some stuff up, and he used like little straps, and then with holes on the side. So then he would just cut the strap, and it was a metal strap, and it would go like this, and then he would drill holes into it, and it would hold this. And that's probably what we should have done, but these we had already bought a while back, so we just went ahead and used these. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. This is pretty solid. Like, it's really solid. And I put one on every single one just to make sure we had enough support there. This one I did have to overlap. So this is a 10 by 20 cattle panel. So you can see here that it was overlapped, and it was a bitch to get it in there overlapped.
YouTube doesn't like that word.
But anyways, it was a pain in the butt to get it overlapped. And the reason why we actually cut it, and then we had to overlap it. If we would have put it, because these are 50 inches, so 50 times 5 is 250. Well, this is a 240-inch greenhouse, right? So I have 10 inches left over. So what I had to do is, if I measured 10 in, it would have been right here. I would have had these pokey things sticking out. So I went ahead and cut it to right here, and then overlapped on the inside instead of it hanging out on this side over here. So we finally were able to get it in. It was a pain to get it. We had to kind of like pry it up and force it in, but we were able to get it. And then we just zip tied these cattle panels together. So yeah, as you can see, these things went there's like one on every single one. So this thing is not going anywhere. But this is pretty heavy. It moves a little bit because, I mean, it's just wire. There's not a whole lot of framing. So I think that once we get the back piece on there, it's going to make it solid. The other thing that's going to really help with this is that when we put that plastic on, that plastic is really thick. It's not, little old, plastic. It's 6 mil plastic. That one over there is 4 mil, and it's pretty heavy duty. So the one we're going to get, it's a little bit thicker.
It's kind of like a clear tarp.
Yeah, and it's just a really clear tarp, and it's going to be pretty stout. So when we get it on, what we're going to do is we're going to take the plastic, and we'll lay it out. and we'll have some extra left over, and we'll show you when we do that. But it's going to lay out. We're going to get that 1x2, and we're going to run it the length of this. If we can find a 20, if not, we'll have to get 2 10s. And then we're going to roll it up, and then it's going to tack to the bottom of this, right? So to the bottom of this right here, it's going to tack, and then it's going to tack as well to here if we can get it tacked to there. But I think from here to there and to there, it'll be fine. So then we do the same thing over here. It's just going to be one piece of plastic. We'll have it tacked there, or screwed in actually, screwed in into the 1x2.
It's going to be like this.
Yeah, so it's going to be exactly like this, except we're going to screw it in. So it's going to be like that, and this one is thinner, so we didn't pull it too tight, but it can get really tight. So that's how that's going to work, and that works really, really well. Of course, there is no top brace on this, so this is the reason why we're getting a lot of this. But once we put that plastic on and we wrap it over, it hugs this thing really, really well, and it acts as a brace in itself. So it's going to come up and it's going to go over, and the same thing is going to happen on the other side. We'll get it nice and tight, and it's going to hold it, and it's going to go. Like I said, that way is north. Kind of north is that way, I think, or north is that way. So we have that fence there, so you're only going to have like maybe a 2 foot of wind kind of pushing up over. So we'll be fine. This isn't going to go anywhere. We got some thunder going on, but as you can see, if you kind of, this is what I was talking about. How it has this little thing, this little point right here. See how it digs in? So I should have cut these on the other side, but it would have taken me forever to do that. So if you plan on doing something with that, I would definitely cut those ends off just to make it a whole lot easier. Kind of split that wood. So yeah, we talked about the back. We talked about the cattle panels. We talked about the front. We're going to put a little handle on the front, and we're going to
B and Venus want to have a part of everything.
Maybe a little window here. I don't know. Maybe we can get it to roll up. Maybe we'll put like a little 1x2 strip, and then we'll roll this up, and then this will be screened in. So I don't know. We're going to play with some ideas and figure out what we want to do. But getting this level and straight and correct as far as our measurements go, that was the biggest pain. So just keep that in mind. Since you don't have a whole lot of braces there, we did use straps, and that helped us a lot. But when I put these things in, this thing didn't budge. Like, those rods are in there. This thing is not moving at all.